Hello, everyone! It's been a while since I was actually on camera, wasn't it? I still look like this. The hair's starting to grow out again, but that's a temporary. It will go back to the short look. But hey, I'm still alive! 2018 is almost over, and I've actually made it somehow. This has been a really stressful year. This has been a really kind of year. So, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for the patience while I've been on hiatus. I really want to start getting back to business in 2019. As some of you know, there's a new computer being built. I've got half of the parts built, but the most expensive parts I still have to buy. See my eBay page coming up in another week or so. But that's not what we're here for today. We're here today because this is the annual tradition of doing the one video everyone asks me to do that I never want to do because I feel bad about doing it. This is the Christmas haul video. Now, if you are new, if you have not seen this before, I have a very large family and a very big responsibility to that family that they all appreciate very, very much. And Christmas is my payday, where they basically go to my Amazon page and do their best to clear it. So that's apparently what they did, and they've lost their minds. They usually lose their minds, but I think this year they've lost their minds more than most years. I don't know, either I did something really, really good for them this year in particular, I'm not sure what, or everyone in my family made more money than they used to. Actually, I know is not true, so I don't know what happened, but it's an epic haul. There's a ton of stuff here. I'm going to go through it bit by bit. I'm going to cut out all the parts where I'm kind of going in and fumbling through to pick out what's coming up next and all that. But everyone wants to see it every year. I don't like doing it, but hey, it's what I do. People wanted to see it, so let's just go do it. And I'm going to start with this thing that's currently keeping my legs all nice and cozy. This is from Danielle this year, which is Game Over in Pixelation. This is handmade. She made this for me. Incredible. And yeah, handmade presents from her are a huge deal, so that's all nice. She got taken care of very nice by me this year, so I know. We kind of go one for one on that kind of thing these days. But this was nice. This is nice. This will keep me cozy during this video. Fan off, because even in Florida it's getting cold now. So, where to begin? I got stuff in arm's reach, so I guess we don't have to start cutting here and there yet. Let's start with just techie stuff. Last year was very tech heavy. I feel like I got a lot of equipment that year. This year, not so much, because I'm aside from getting a new computer, I'm pretty much up to date. And thinking about it, I probably should have just asked for all the computer parts. We have a Wacom tablet. Being able to do digital art is something I've never been able to do because I just never had one of these, so this will be fun to try out. I used to draw a lot, just a lot, and this will be nice to try out and actually get back into, because there's so much like graphics and design work that I'd love to do. Like, I've been trying to do new design things for video intros and new thumbnails and all that kind of thing, trying to freshen everything up, but I've never had this at my disposal, so that should make things a lot easier. That should make things a lot more interesting. Also, actual gaming mouse. This is a Logitech Proteus Spectrum. It has weights in it that you can remove and adjust to make the mouse feel the way you want it to feel. I have no idea if I'm ever going to use that. That seems like a really weird function to me, but it's the one computer part that I could actually ask my family to get me, because I could ask for all of the computer parts I need, but that's a big expense, and I want to. It's my business, and like I don't want them, fronting my business for me. I'll take the financial burden of that. Not really techie, but that's all the tech stuff I really got. But George Carlin on DVD. This. For my PG audience, this is not the kind of comedian you need to be listening to, because this is very dark, there's a lot of cursing, and there's a lot of really interesting material. But for those who don't mind a comedian with a mouth like a sailor, George Carlin is what I feel the best comedian of all time. Certainly the best wordsmith I've ever heard on a stand-up stage. Really, really respect his work. So I haven't seen a lot of George Carlin stuff lately. I've been meaning to go back and watch and listen to some of his old routines. So this is a great excuse to do that. So that is the text. That's the limit of the tech stuff. And beyond that, it's just waiting for computer parts to come in. We'll segue into the video game stuff by showing off the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, because the controller it comes with, I actually like the N64. Why did I say N64? I didn't sleep much last night. I haven't been sleeping much in general, but yeah, that's good. That's good for what I'm about to show off. But see, to add to that, NES Classic. I've got the SNES Classic. Of course, you know that. I reviewed it. So this is going to be really cool to put side by side. I'm really hoping they do more, though I stand by my stance that the N64 Classic might not be as polished or shiny as most people think these end up being. I don't think it's going to be quite as robust. No PlayStation Classic in this pile, by the way, because it is a pile, but it's not something that I would actually put into a Christmas list. And then they went nuts, because my family knows that I kind of struggle to get the time I need to get back into production work. And that right now the time just isn't there, just because of everything I have to handle here at home. But apparently they decided even when I have spare time, I shouldn't have spare time, because this is my stack of new Switch games, and it's not even done yet. So we have Pokken Tournament DX, Tekken with Pokemon characters. I love Japan. Smash Brothers Ultimate, because of course this is the game this is the holiday season game for the year. I'm so excited to get into that. Really excited. Monster Hunter Ultimate, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, because I really prefer to play Monster Hunter when I can sit back and play it on the big screen. I really wasn't big on the 3DS versions where I had to hunker down over the tiny controls, over the tiny screen and all of that. Much preferred my time on the Wii U game. So this is what I was really hoping for. This will eat up a lot of my time. I've got Monster Hunter World on PC. Like, I got it for free when I bought the graphics card for the new system. So, I don't know if the current computer can handle it, so I haven't been playing it. Monster Hunter World is something I would love to stream when I get back to streaming. That'll be fun. Pokemon, Let's Go Pikachu. I almost feel bad because the Eevee version isn't selling nearly as well, but at the same time, the Pikachu version is the one that has Scyther in it, so I have to. There is no avoiding it. I have to have the Pikachu version now. Octopath Traveler. This will probably eat more time than Monster Hunter will. Like, I can dump hours of into Monster Hunter, but now you got classic style Square RPG role-playing game, 2D, done really well. I played the demo. The demo was fantastic, so I'm really eager to dive into this one too. That's going to be another one. I'm not sure where I'm going to find the time for that. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze with new funky mode. Didn't get it on the Wii U, so really happy that they ported it. So this is really cool. See, there's also one more game / toy, so we can transition again. Starlink, where no fox has gone before. This, I know, has not been doing very well. Like, this one went on sale so fast on Amazon. Like, it's a $75 game because of everything that's bundled into it, and then it was marked down to like $40, like within a month. So I know it's not doing well. It's bad because it feels like something that was put into development at the height of the games to life craze, and it's a really cool idea, being able to swap parts to this ship and being like a real physical ship to play with. That's all really, really cool. That's a really good idea, but it's just so badly timed because everyone's sick of this genre at this point. Still, it's a toy R-Wing, and I've waited so long to have a toy R-Wing sitting around. That alone is like, yeah, I would buy it. $40. I'd buy it just for the R-Wing. Okay, I want to get that out just to play with it. Okay, speaking of playing, I'm actually doing pretty good here. I don't think I'm gonna use many cuts as I was afraid of. So we're gonna get into toys. We'll start with the normal stuff. We'll start with the random stuff, and then we'll get into the stuff you guys know me for as we go, and we'll end off on the three big ones because there's three big ones. Oh boy. Okay, so on the random side we have the SH Figuarts Ryu. So I've been into Street Fighter since number 2. Everyone has been into Street Fighter since number 2 because number 1 was terrible. But this one in particular, like, I'm happy to finally have some kind of Ryu on the shelf. This will be fun just to have, just like him beating up photos of him just beating up shocker grunts and fighting off like Power Rangers and whatnot. Because that's an actual crossover thing. There's Street Fighter and a Power Ranger game now. We're getting really weird. We're getting really weird these days. Capcom's just throwing their licenses wherever they can. Then we also have Sakura. This is my main. This is who I usually play as in a Street Fighter game if she's in that said game. This was actually weird. Like, is my family gonna think weird of me if I have this like random Japanese schoolgirl with no context like on my wish list? I think they know my tastes are a little bit interesting, but like no, there's no perv to this. I just really like the character, and yeah, I actually much prefer her the new one where she's actually like grown up and she's out of the schoolgirl outfit. Yeah, but this is her iconic design, so of course this is going to be the figure art, and yeah, it's just nice having my favorite Street Fighter characters. Like this will be a cool battle scene somewhere on my shelves. So that's really cool. I'm really happy to have that. See, we start into model kits. Now, a friend of mine, my friend Aaron, sent me. Which was it? It was Kamen Rider Build Figurize Standard, and this is Figurize Standard Dragon Ball Z Android 18, who was actually a cyborg. Yeah, well, Team 4-Star beats that into my head, so now I have to say it every time. So, I have yet to put together the build. Now this one as well. Yeah, this seems like a nice, interesting way of just having DBZ representation on the shelves without having to go to the expense of figure arts. Because some of the figure arts are insane prices for anything that isn't currently produced. Because it's insane. I think I sold off I think at one point I sold off a figure arts Frieza for like triple what I bought for it. And now they're just reissuing that Frieza, so I feel bad to whoever bought it. But yeah, this will be cool. This will be cool. And we also have Piccolo as well. So I got 2 Dragon Ball characters to put together here. I've got so many model kits laying around. Like I've got a couple Gundams that I haven't put together. I've got Build and the Figurize like Master Grade O's that I was also sent. I've got I've got the Gridman Super Mini Plaws. I've got a Mega Man Super Mini Pla. I've got a lot of things to put together. Like when I just get the chance to just sit down and just be calm, I can just sit down and put action figures together, and that's gonna. So that'll be fun when I get the chance to do that. I'm gonna put these down there. And let's see, where do we move on to? We're still putting off the stuff I'm known for the most, so let's go into some other stuff. Not really toys, but they are. It is a game. For as long as I've been into Dungeons and Dragons, because I've been playing since when I get the chance since high school, which is not as often as I would like. But I've only ever owned one rule book. I've only owned one core handbook, and that was for 3.5. And that's only because I found it at a thrift store for like $5, and I thought, well, if I ever need a geek prop, that's the one to get, you know? You know, because it looks very much, it looks very Dungeons and Dragons. Like the book itself just looks like a magical tome. So prop-wise, it was really good. And I used it in a video, but the video kept I'm going to go into a whole story about just what happened to Plastic Addict, because I've had such a string of bad luck with every episode I've tried to produce this year. Every one of them has gone wrong in some way, shape, or form. and I'm gonna start making up for some of that. Some of it has to be completely redone because I love the ideas, and I don't want to scrap a bunch of the work my friends did to help me out with it. And then there's other stuff that I recently just got the chance to redo. So there's more on the way, but man, I've had so many problems trying to get it up and running. But this is cool, like, because I used to borrow my friend Ricky's books in high school. I just thought, like, having this just one book with all these dragons and magical monsters and all these different drawings and everything, I thought this was the coolest thing. Like, I loved just going through the book and just seeing all the monsters, seeing which ones were really strong. And these days, since I'm like so into things like Critical Role, and since now I've been able to play a few Pathfinder games with friends, I've actually been able to follow how this game works a lot more than I used to be able to. So that's been really cool. That's been really cool to get back to. That's a lot of reading material. And I'll actually understand what it's talking about this time. That's the best part. Let's see. Well, we'll move on to toys I'm a little bit more known for. Franchises I'm more known for. Jack Specific put out a big Mega Man. I had the Gigantic, like literally it's called Gigantic series from X Plus, I think the company's called. But it's just too big and didn't do much. This one has some articulation to it. This one has a big sound effect library to it. 35 sounds, motion, and accessory. Your motion controls will never be on, because that will annoy me to no end. But yeah, just having a nice size, nice scaled Mega Man with a little bit of posability option, that's up my alley. And I'm interested to see what kind of sound effects it are. It's straight from Amazon, so like they blocked off the try me button. It's just like, I want to try you. Don't tease me like that. Let's do Transformer. No, let's not do Transformer yet. We're going to save Transformer to the end. Actually, we're saving something else to the end. So let's go Kamen Rider, because this is always an interesting one. Like, I have to explain to my family what these things are that they're buying, because they have no idea what the Japanese is. They have no idea what the show is. They know I like this thing called Kamen Rider, but they have no idea what the concept is. When you have just this thing, it just looks like, a plastic circle with some weird... Is that a face? What was the guy on the side? Like, the guy on the side doesn't look like is that a guy on the circle? Because he doesn't look like the guy on the... This is always an interesting conversation. So, yes, but you guys know, some of you guys know, this is a DX Ride Watch for Kiva. This is the second to last one I need. This gives me all of them except O's. And you have to buy the Big Dumb Robot to get O's, and I don't want the Big Dumb Robot. So if you see the Big Dumb Robot on my eBay page here in the next month or so, you'll know it's because I was desperate to finish the set. And honestly, I'm really, really thinking about doing that right now. Because I hate having one away from the set, Like, I've been trying to get away from that get the set mentality as far as being a collector goes, but I really have been enjoying the ride watches, and that is something that I do want to have complete for a while. Speaking of Zeo, we have the Rider Kicks figure, which is the base body for all the armors that they sell. I expected it to be bigger. I haven't opened it up, so I don't know how tall it is, compared to like the old figure, like all the old gimmick figures. Because typically they're supposed to be just like cheap, like 6-inch figures, but this clearly is not going to be a 6-inch figure. So now I'm really kind of curious. So that's still nice though. It gives me a Zeo to put up on the shelves until I can get the figure art. And yeah, if I ever get it into my head to actually get the armor, then this will give me something to actually do with it. And it goes in the Big Dumb Robot, so maybe I'll actually want to keep the Big Dumb Robot now. Okay, but that's Zeo stuff. Let's go build, because playing catch up on build, this is a continuation of the theme from last year, because I got Hawk Gatling under the Christmas tree. This year, we're building up a lot more of the forms, because these were really cheap on Amazon now. Like, some of these are like $13, when they used to be like 25 out of Japan. So, awesome deal. Because I try to fill my list with as many cheap things for my family as possible. I'm like, hey, I know you want to get me stuff, but get me like cheap stuff. It's like here's like a $13 thing, and like that's what the Dragon Ball model kits were, because they're like under 25. Small stuff, so they don't have to get me any of the ridiculous things that I plan to buy myself. Then they get me the ridiculous things anyway, as you can see. So I'll tell you right now, like 7 Switch games is insane, but there's also Mario Kart that did not make it on time. I know for a fact I've got Mario Kart as well on the way. They tripled my Switch game collection in that amount of time, because I've only had a few games for the Switch. Now I've got a whole library, and I will never have free time again. So what are we looking at here? We've got Nin Nin Comic, we've got Gorilla Mon, we've got Fire Hedgehog, we've got Kaizoku Reisha. I love figures like this. I love toys like this, where the more you have, the more valuable every other purchase before becomes, because now you have so many more play options. So one reason why I enjoy Transformers Energon better than some people did. So, I might have to go back and get a couple more now. Now that I know which ones are here, I'm probably going to have to go back and get a couple more, like Lion Cleaner, I think is still on the list. Okay, so I guess that goes into the big Kamen Rider thing. Never in my life did I think my family would be buying me a Kamen Rider belt, but the day is here. Now, this isn't a slight on their generosity, because this is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. I will still stand by it. This is one of the dumbest concepts for a Kamen Rider belt. Like kids jelly packs, with a big squeezer with a wrench. Like the handle on it's just a wrench. It's a weapon of war. They just put a wrench on the handle. But the riders that use it are some of the coolest riders. Like Grease was an awesome character. Rogue was a really cool character. Like, I'm super happy to have this now. I've got the crocodile bottle, so I couldn't even use the crocodile bottle properly because I didn't have this. So that's going to be fun to play around with. I've got other ideas for that too. Like, I don't know if I actually want to review any of this stuff though, because I don't know, what I want to review these days is kind of different realm. Okay, so we're coming to the end here, so we'll do Transformer stuff, and then we'll get to the big things. You think this has been ridiculous already? Oh, you don't know yet. You don't know yet. So, Nova Star! Hey, it's Moon Racer again. And they just announced Green Light, which is random, because she didn't even have a she didn't even have an official name until the last few years. So, and that will give me 3 components for Elita 1 to have her combining team. So come on, Hasbro, do Lancer. It's gonna be weird. You have to do Lancer out of this mold, because you can't have just one arm or one leg that's a weird shape compared to the others. You got to have it even. You got if you're I can't have asymmetrical arms with symmetrical legs. It just doesn't work. But no, this is cool because the mold is good. It's got a big backpack, but the mold's fun to play with, and I do like the colors. So this is cool. More female Autobots, more of that G1 cast that hasn't had toy representation before. We also have a bunch from Studio Series or movie inspired in general. Now I need to start shuffling over because now it's a little bit out of reach, but hang on, we'll adjust and I'll talk through it so I don't have to edit around it. Dropkick. I've heard this is a really, really good toy, which makes me happy because I got to see Bumblebee just yesterday, and it's a really good movie. So much better than the others. This really what we should have gotten as the first movie. But this guy looks cool. This guy looks cool. Like I've said, I've heard really good things about how he transforms and works, and yeah, so I'm kind of eager to get into that. But for some reason, I think my family, for whatever reason, gravitated to the movie toys, because I think because the movies just become the main continuity, just because like that's what is out there, that's mainstream right now. So they just kind of went nuts. Here's Brawl being a interesting toy. I think I like the design. I like the physical design of his original toy better than this, because this one's got some weirdness to him. Because the first movie designs had some really weird shapes to them, but I've heard really, really good things about the toy, which made me really curious about how the toy came out. That's why it was on the list. So this will be really interesting to dig into and just see, like, what the difference is compared to the version I know I like, but now I get to see what the movie accurate one looks like and how it plays by comparison. Then we have Starscream. From what I hear, it is the Dark of the Moon mold upscaled, which is not a bad thing, because the Dark of the Moon figure was a really, really solid Starscream and did the transformation and the design work really, really well. So if they've just upgraded it and improved it here and there, then nothing could really go wrong of that. So I've actually heard good things about the figure, so that's another one to the collection. I'm getting this really weird collection of movie characters after kind of expunging a lot of the old movie toys from the collection. Now I need, like, I had Wave 1 Deluxes for Studio Series. Now I kind of feel like I have to go back and get them again so I can have the lineup of all the old characters. Especially because this guy came in too. And I've heard really good things about Blackout. See? It's a leader class Blackout. Do you hear fanboys who have been demanding it for 11 years just because he was really, really big in the movie? Now he's got... I'm just giving you a hard time. Like, I think it's cool that something fans asked for so long actually made it to a store shelf. That is exceptionally cool. I don't know if that's just the power we have, or if this is just like, well, we're doing Studio Series, we're trying to put them in scale, so Blackout has to be a leader. It's one or the other. Yeah, so I'm eager to get into this one too, because I've heard really good things. Man, there's just so much to figure out here. Okay, so now's where I will have to cut, because we got 3 big ones coming up, and this will wrap up, because God, this has gone on way longer than I wanted it to. Let's see, what can we do? I'm gonna cut here, and we're gonna come back here now that it's all within easy reach. So as long as we're talking Transformers, we do have to talk big Transformers. I've been so looking forward to this guy, because I've heard, like, this is also really, really good as a figure. So, yeah. It's funny, like, I think out of all the Titan class releases, like, they've either been gifted to me or gotten from a sponsor deal, so I am, like, Trypticon is the only Titan class figure I've actually had to buy. And this continues the tradition, I guess. But yeah, I'm so excited. I've always loved Predaking. I've got the G1 reissue somewhere in there. Oh yeah, right there. You've been able to see it the whole time. So now I've got this one. I've got Feral Rex that a fan kindly sent me. Still the most awesome thing a fan's ever done. So this is going to be such fun. Still such nonsense that Onyx, that one Prime is exclusive to such a big set. Like, that's a really dirty move, but hey, I guess for some people it worked. He looks really good. Like, he looks like he's got a lot of cleverness to him. So I'm probably going to dig into that one tonight. A lot of this stuff is probably not going to get open for like a week, but that's going to be there. Alright, so bear with me, because now we've moved on from Transformers. Now we get to buildable stuff, because not enough that I have so many model kits sitting around. Nope, I gotta have more to build. I gotta have way more to build. So this is the Mega Bloks Original Enterprise. Wow. So this is just a really cool set in general, because it's gigantic, for starters. This is heavier than any Lego set I've ever felt. And it looks incredible. And I've heard really good things about it. This made the list because A, I'm a big Star Trek fan, and B, I thought it was something me and my dad could put together, because he's a big Star Trek fan, and Danielle's getting into TOS. So this is kind of like an all-around. This is like all of my loved ones are involved in this somehow, so this is cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this thing looks like together. And it was like super cheap for, like, because this is like a $250 set down to like $80 on Amazon. It's like, because like at $250, like, I couldn't handle that. I couldn't ask my family to do that, but yeah, that was just such a deal. And then they decided, well, we don't know where he's going to have space for that. So as long as he's clearing space for that, he might as well clear out a little more space, because we know he really likes those Lego modular buildings. So let's just go all out and we'll get the big one. I'm going to be building for a long time. Like a long time. So yeah, this actually did make space for, because my family always gets me some Lego modular one every year. I didn't think it'd be the big one, because like I kind of thought it'd be the 50s diner. Oh, Lego makes such a fun sound. So yeah, like I don't know where to begin with this. This is going to take a week to build. This thing is gigantic. Like, between that and the Enterprise, it's 7,000 bricks here. And somehow I have to make time for all of that, plus the model kits, plus the games. What do I do? Like, I thought I was building a computer this month. Thought... No, instead I'm building a city and a spaceship and whatever else. Gundams and Dragon Ball characters and Kamen Riders and Gridmen. Like, okay, so see, this is kind of why I don't like doing these videos, because I feel like I'm just showing off. But apparently people are like, I have people interested in seeing it every year. So like, okay, like I guess we'll show it off. If people want to see it, I'll try it anyway. So yeah, that's the Christmas haul, kind of epic haul. Oh, did I just completely skip over this guy? Yeah, I think I skipped over this guy. I'll just keep him here for the finale then. I'm still hyped up from the movie. It was a really good movie, so I'm just happy to have like a big Bumblebee Volkswagen. Which is cool. So, yeah, so I know I've been silent for a good chunk of the year, last few months at least. I do thank you for your patience. If you're still clicking on whatever videos I post, I appreciate you giving me a watch. And I appreciate everyone who's been checking up on me on Facebook, Twitter, etc. I want to get back into things next month. I want to get back to reviews. Like, even I have to recycle a few things in my life or rearrange and reshuffle. I'll figure out something I can do to get back to streaming, to get back to YouTubing, whatever. But yeah, I'm sick of being idle. Like, I kind of want to get back to you guys, because like it's challenging around here, and you guys are a big part of what's gotten me through it. So I want to get back to giving things to you guys, because I know a lot of people have come to me and thanked me for what I'm doing, because it gets them through hard times, and like it's mutual. Like, you guys get me through hard times. So like I feel like doing these videos ends up helping out everyone. Like, whether you're looking for a toy or just looking for a laugh. And I'm just looking to see if what I'm doing makes a difference. So, it just kind of, it's a nice synergy, So I really want to get back to it. And plenty of material to get back to it, obviously. So I don't know exactly how it's going to come back. There's a whole bunch of new things that I want to do. I want to be less toy-centric in 2019. Still plenty of Transformer and Kamen Rider, but I want to shift how I do things, so I can do more daily stuff, so I can do more big stuff, and that's where the new computer comes in. So I've got plenty of plans. It's just having the ability to do them. That's really the only holdup right now. But as it stands right now, it's Christmas Day. It's been a really good Christmas here, as you can kind of see, and I've got a lot to do, a lot to play with, and I hope you guys do too. I hope whatever you celebrated this close to the winter solstice, I hope it was a really good one for you, your friends, your family, and various loved ones. I hope everyone had as good of a 2018 as you possibly could have had, and have a good 2019 as well. I'm going to get to this, so you guys can get back to your festivities or your toys or games or whatever. If you happen to see a TJOmega come up in your Smash Brothers lobby, be gentle, because I love Smash Brothers, but I am not good at it, and I am no way a pro player. I don't know tiers, I don't know frame counts, and I don't know any of that. I don't care. I just like playing. So feel free to beat the snot out of me, is what I'm saying. So maybe I'll see you there, or maybe I'll just see you guys next month, when hopefully things get back to normal around here, and I will get back to putting out what I want to put out for you guys. So hope you had a good Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you happen to celebrate. I hope it was great, and I hope you have a happy new year as well. So I'll see you guys later.